and a morning, yeah. A revelation is a revelation. Famine on the land of me say pestilence and iniquity work in the dark places. Famine on the land of me say pestilence and iniquity work in the dark places. Na 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 na. No. These are the days of the wars. Hey, I'm a Gideon. That we've been reading about in the Bible. It's about your nation. No. And many more will suffer and die out in the street. Why, yo, yo, yo. Satan, I know you must get defeat. Must get defeat. You know why? Read from Genesis 1. On a couple pages, I'm read to St. John. Trickle, little further, that's a revelation. And it's a calling out to all nation. So come and make me live as one. A revelation time. A revelation time. One more girl. Pull out the one, no war. Second last corner, give no more. No. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. A revelation time. A revelation is a revelation. A revelation is a revelation. A revelation time.
What's up, people? Tuning back in for another Sunday podcast. Tuning in at the YBS Studios, coming from you live and direct from the Truth Warehouse. Let's get this, people. So, I've got a couple things written down. We're going to discuss those, and then there's something else we're going to break down. So this episode is going to be a bit of a 2-in-1. Let's get this, people. Welcome back, people. Tune from 1991. You can hear him talking about Revelation time in 1991. So you know what's good, people. Hope you guys have been enjoying the music and the outros and the intros. Hope you guys have been jamming along. Just a reminder, anybody that supports this channel, supports this podcast, will be able to decide the topics that we speak about. So yeah, people, always remember that. All the love that is received is much, much appreciated. We're destroying Babylon. We're exposing the wicked man. You know what I mean, people? Smashing down the walls of Babylon. Another reminder being that we're now on BitTube, another website where I can post my content. Just want to let you guys know, for the time being, I'm going to leave the comment section open, just so you guys can get a feel for it. I'm aware, and you guys should also be aware, that BitTube is heavily filled with agents and many Decepticons on there. But there's also a lot of eyes and ears on there that need to hear the truth, you understand? So we've got a bit of both to deal with. So like I say, I'm going to leave the comment section open for the time being. If it gets filled with agents and funny comments and people getting led astray, I will have to close that shit up, you understand? But moving on now, people, let's get into the topics and let's break this stuff down. First of all, I want you guys to consider this and to always keep it in mind throughout your life. And that is, this is a battle between good and evil. What are you going to tell your children and the future generations to come that you did during this time? How are you going to be judged when it comes to Judgment Day? Is second of all. But what are you going to say to them children and future generations that are going to come? Are you going to say to them, oh, well, they come out with this psyops, they were trying to vaccinate the world with nanotech, Mark of the Beast shot, and all I did was just scroll on Facebook and scroll on Instagram and Yeah, I just put my feet up and watched some Netflix and I prayed for the best. Is that what you're going to tell your kids then? Are you going to tell them that during the pandemic there was loads of sales and you managed to get all your fashion items and you managed to stock up on all your materials? Is that what you're going to tell your youth then? Or you're going to bring your youth in on a deception as well and they can live in a world of hurt with you? No, we're not with that, people. You have to stand on the other side. You want to be telling your children and the future generations to come that you was destroying evil at every opportunity you got, and that you was educating everyone every opportunity you got, and that you saved many people from taking the mark. You understand? Because it's a powerful thing. If you stop another brother or sister around you that takes the mark, you basically save their life. You need to understand that, people, because when people take that shot, they change as a person. So if you have someone around you that you care, you have a good relationship with, and that you get on with, you don't want to spoil that, you understand? You want to make sure that person is fully aware of what's going on. And that's the procedure that I followed as well. When they first come out with the PSYOPs, I had to say to my brothers and sisters and some of my family that I don't care what your opinion is, I don't care how you feel, I'm telling you, this is the mark of the beast, yeah? This is a poison shot. You do not want to take this. And if you love me, you'll listen to what I'm saying. And that's how it needs to be, people. We need to all be on the same page. We need to be away from this motherfucking shot. And we need to be on the safe side with all the educated people and the conscious people, understand? On the right path, going straight to heaven, understand? So yeah, people, always remember that. What did you do during this time? Did you sit there and put your feet up? Or did you take every single opportunity to combat evil? You understand? And you need to remember, God has given you life. God has put you here, into this test, into this womb. It's your time to prove to Him why you're here. You're going to go side with the wicked man, or you're going to side with the righteous. Are you going to be a sheep, or you're going to be a shepherd? Understand? Because God is aware of everything. He's conscious of all those thoughts and all those words. Everything's being written down in the book of life and the book of death. So take that into consideration, people. Every good thing that you do will follow you, and all those bad things that you do will also follow you. So be conscious, people. Let's move on to the next point now. Many truthers know this, and everybody's got to be up on this one. The world is a stage. So all that shit you see on the screens, yeah, they're just actors. The actors in the films, the actors in real life, they're employed actors, you understand? They're there to deceive you. And that's why they receive the awards. All those satanic awards and those idols that they give them, yeah, that's because they deceived you. You understand? These people that are getting a lot of money, you might not understand that. But the reason why they're getting a lot of money is because they're holding a lot of secrets, you understand? It's a simple thing. You can even use it for the people that play sports, you understand? There's a lot of gatekeepers in this game. The whole place is a stage. And there's deception from every side of the scale. At the high end of the scale and at the low end of the scale, you understand? It can hit you from any side, people. So you've got to be aware of that. So just remember that, do you think God gave you life to just go along with their script? And you know what I'm saying, people? You're not here to go along with their script. God gave you discernment and intelligence to challenge that, to challenge what they're saying and to go against their script. You understand? You always have the choice, people. Like, you can pick up a book and read it. You could pick up the Bible, but you don't necessarily have to be attached to a religion, you understand? Because people get twisted when it comes to that one. But just remember, people, if you do pick up that so-called book, the Bible, make sure you read it with an open mind, yeah? And you take some things with a pinch of salt and you analyze it for yourself. The book is a labyrinth within itself. So just be conscious with that. And always remember that God didn't write no book. God didn't give no book to tell these people how to live, you understand? We already know how to live, and it's God-given. God-given knowledge and God-given intelligence. That's why we stand this righteous path, because we're smart, you understand? Great delusion, the wicked man will be under. It's written in scriptures, and you can see it in real life. All these people that have so-called money and so-called power, you understand? It may seem as if they're getting away with it and they can do it forever. But the reality is they are under a great delusion. Because when it comes to Judgment Day, things are going to be switched up on them. You understand, people? Me personally, and all the brothers and sisters that are down with this truth that I'm speaking right now, we're not easily deceived. We have a strong foundation. And that strong foundation comes from living that real life. And everybody that's listening, you know what I'm talking about when I say you live that real life. We're not living in outer space fantasy land. We understand the struggles. You know what I mean? We all know that we're all on the same struggle. We're not one of those people that think because we got money and because we got bills, we're on a separate island. We're disconnected from the rest of society. No. We understand that we're all on the same page. And that's where we have the strong foundation. You understand, people? And the aim of their game and what they're aiming for is they want everybody to be a slave in this new world. Whether it be a physical slave working for them or a mental slave just living by their ways and their doctrine. Understand? But the truth of mindset is the complete opposite. So we're going to see how this pans out, people. And you know already that the ones who are down with this truth, we don't fold. We're going to fight all the way to the end. You understand that? We're fighting this battle all the way to the end, and nothing will destroy us. Nothing can fold us, and nothing will deter us. You understand? God has trusted me with this knowledge, and He set me on a long journey. You understand? And I'm going to serve Him well. And I advise all you brothers and sisters who are listening to make sure you serve God as well. God has trusted all of us with more intelligence and more power, like I may have said on the previous episode. It's come to a time where the wicked has got power, and God is also blessing the righteous with power as well. There's a battle going on right now, people. I'm sure you can see it. Just look how many people are deceived, people. Just look how many, and there's loads. And if you wanted to go and get a visual representation on how many people are deceived, just go to your local McDonald's and see how many people's queued up in that drive-thru. Go to your local KFC, see how many people's in that drive-thru. Or maybe turn on your local news and see how many people's watching the news. You understand? There's many ways how you can see that, yes, there is a narrow path. It's time for you to make that decision. You want to walk on that narrow path? Or you want to go straight to hell with the rest of the dummies? Let's move on now, people. It's always a blessing to be up here speaking to you, people. Always a blessing. Appreciate that, and I appreciate every day that I'm here. And what also is a blessing, it's a blessing that we all come from different walks of life. You know what I mean? There's many walks of life, many different countries and many different walks of life, like I say. But it's a blessing because this truth, what it does is it brings us all together, and it allows us to see it all together. It destroys all barriers and it connects us internationally, which is amazing. It's a very powerful thing, people. I already understand the effect that I can have on the world. So imagine the effect that my followers and my listeners can also have on the world as well. So much love to the people that's down with this podcast. Moving on to the next point. In front of me, I have a quote from the script book. And just to briefly describe it, the background is an American flag. Then you have a beast standing on the ball earth. Alright? And the quote is Daniel chapter 7 verses 23. As for the fourth beast, it shall devour the whole earth and trample it down and break it to pieces. So what he's talking about there, the fourth beast. The fourth beast basically means Babylon system, the beast system, the stuff that we talk about, people. And also, so the picture is trying to show you that the beast is destroying the world, which we know it is already. The quote says, the whole earth and trample it down and break it to pieces. So we know that's what the beast is trying to do. And also the beast has a flag on it saying US. And you know we have the United States of America and we have the United Kingdom. Two Babylon systems. But we know already you can't escape the Babylon system. The Babylon system is in all nations. You understand, people? You can't run from it, so we have to fight it. You get it, people? Leading me on to my next point, there's a saying an old saying, and the saying is, you don't have to travel the whole world to find God. And let me tell you people, you need to deep that one and consider it for a little while. You don't have to travel the whole world to find God. Trust me, people. And the same goes for the truth as well. You could be confined to one little room. You're not even going outside. You're trapped in one little room. You understand? A small little prison cell. You can find God in that room. And you can also find the truth in that room. You know what I'm saying, people? God is everywhere. You don't have to go traveling, spending loads of money, going this place, that place, just to find God. No. You find God within yourself. Naturally, you understand, people? And same with the truth as well. You don't need to go around talking to loads of people, you feel me? You need to have that God-given discernment within you to be understand right from wrong and truth from deception. And for those who feel like because they have travelled a lot, they know more, understand more, well, maybe you need to take a few steps back, because was you going to museums? Was you going to different museums around the world? Was you going to guided tours? You understand? Was you going to landmarks and monuments? Was you being deceived? You understand, people? You don't need to travel the world to find God. You travel the world, you're only going to find deception. They've got a deception at every single corner for you. You want to go find the truth, you're going to go find deception. That's why I'm telling you that you're safe on this podcast. You understand, people? So much deception out there. Just stay away from it. Remember, if you hear someone talking like me, you're in a safe place, people. Always remember, people, there's one God, and he loves us equally. We don't need no division. We don't need no religion, because the religion is there for division. Understand, people? So be conscious and be wise. We're going to move on to the second part of this video now. So God bless everyone. Yeah, we're back on, people. This is part 2 now. So let me just pull something up. Bear with me a sec, people. Just going through my content. Right, so here we are. I've got a little passage for you. Nothing new for me, but people on the podcast need to hear it. It might be new for some of you. And the topic is mind control. Alright? So, top of it says mind control, programming basics. I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to go back through it and break it down. Trauma-based mind control programming can be defined as systematic torture that blocks the victim's capacity for consciousness processing through pain, terror, drugs, illusion, sensory deprivation, sensory overstimulation, oxygen deprivation, cold, heat, spinning, brain stimulation, and often near-death experiences. And then employs suggestion and or classical or operant conditioning consistent with well-established behavioral modification principles to implant false directives, perceptions in the unconscious mind, oftenly, can't see that word, it's blocked, formed trauma-induced disassociated identities that force the victim to do, feel, think, or perceive things for the purpose of the programmer. The objective is for the victim to follow the directives with no conscious awareness, including execution of acts in clear violation of the victim's moral principles, spiritual convictions and violation, installation of mind control programming relies on the victim's capacity to disassociate, which permits the creation of new walled-off personalities to hold and hide programming. Right, people, we're just going to move on to the next one. I'm going to read through all of it and I'm going to come back through a second time and then break it down. Mind control programming has been installed below the level of consciousness of the mind of the victim. The program deliberately creates dissociative identity disorder, DID, also known as multiple personality disorder, and installs memory blocks in the victim's mind that the victim has no memory nor awareness of being programmed and used unless the victim has been deprogrammed. You see, well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to deprogram the people them. And it's saying here, unless the victim has been deprogrammed. So we know already that you can be deprogrammed. And it works both ways. You can be deprogrammed by the righteous and learn it the righteous way. Or you can learn it from a wicked master who's going to send you straight to hell. So I made a decision again, people. To the next bullet point. Mind control is total slavery. Those entities who programmed the mind-controlled victims are modern-day slave masters. There we are, people. They give you the image of slavery. Little did you realize you are a slave. Too much deception on the earth. Slave masters who view and treat the victims as their total possessions. A mind-controlled program victim is used as a piece of property that has been totally stripped away all human rights and dignity. In the eyes of those entities, the victim's only reason to exist is to be owned, to be controlled, and used for the benefits of these slave masters. There you go, people. They're telling you what they think of you. Alright, to the next bullet point. Mind control programming has been widely spread across the grid. The following are typical candidates of mind control program slaves. So now I was going to tell you that the MK Ultra, the mind control, is at both ends. It's at the elite's end and it's at the masses end. It's at all ends of society, you understand? Politicians, government leaders, and key personnel, military leaders and key personnel, financial industry leaders. Goes on. Financial industry leaders and key personnel, influential academic and research personnel. The goal is for the entities, we know who the entities are, you see what it's saying, people? It's laying it out for you, clear to see. To control the world's politics, military, economy, and researches. In the eyes of those controlling entities, if you are of any importance to their agenda to control the world, they simply cannot afford to not control you. You understand, people? They're going to control you in the physical and they're going to control you in the spiritual. And now they're going to control you both through the mark of the beast. You understand, people? Just bear in mind that when people go into these secret societies, join these lodges and join whatever, they are not getting the truth laid out to them. You understand? Some of them are being deceived. Everybody has to be deceived in order for their plan to work. You understand, people? So it's better you being on the righteous side than being with the liars. Going straight to hell, people. Okay, so next point. Children. Children are easily programmed. You know this, that's what the whole school thing's about. It's called indoctrination. They do it at a young age. So all your young brothers and sisters, keep them awake. This message that I'm talking right now, get it in the schools. Spread the word out there. The younger generation needs to hear this, you understand, people? Get it in the schools, flood the information out there. Everybody needs to be awake. Children. Children are easily programmed and can be used for child sex trafficking, drug trafficking, intelligence gathering, etc. They can also be programmed to be a sleeper, slave that can be invoked later during special circumstances by the programmers. Sounds a bit like pulling someone off the scene and bringing them back on a few years later when they went quiet. Victims with special traits that can be used for memory or genetic research purpose. These victims includes, but not limited to, the victims from particular races that can be used by people, I just lost where I was. Particular races that can be used by the military's intelligent gathering purpose. Brackets, Chinese, Russian, etc. Victims who possess specific traits. Apologies, there's something covering that word. Specific traits such as special DNA type, bloodline, heritage, etc. that can be used for genetic experience, or victims that can generate huge profit to those entities. You see how it keeps saying entities, people? Talking about fallen angels here. Wake up. Victims with attractive appearances, advanced intelligence, special physical abilities, etc. So there again. If you had some questions about those GMO people and how they craft them people in that kind of way, I just read it to you right there. That's how they do it. You understand, people? Got a final bit here. Entertainment industry performers. This group of victims is used to influence the media, generate profit, and simply for the benefit of the slave masters. So there you are. It's showing you that they're using these MK Ultra victims, these brainwashed victims, to go on and brainwash the masses. You understand? So it's brainwashing other people. You understand? It's deep. So much deception. There's a little bit here. It says about deprogramming. There's not much there, but we said already the deprogramming is a real thing. You've got to help people step out of that illusion and that fake world. You understand? That world that they built up for them. That world that they learned at school. It's time for them to step out of that. And then here it says new type of mind control programming. This looks a bit funny to me, but if you guys can pull anything out of this, be sure to let me know. I'm just going to read it anyway quickly. Mind control programming has been evolved to utilize very advanced technologies and has been applied to not only generational Illuminati bloodlines, but to the general public. So there you are, just proving my point even more. It says, new type of torture-based mind control. Utilize nanochip technology for remote neural control, remote access and programming. So there you are. In their opinion, the mark of the beast is the ultimate type of nanotech. It's the ultimate form of control. You understand, people? Because you have no ifs and buts in it. It is inside your system. They can send vibrations and frequencies around your body. They can manipulate you. You understand? You're now under their control. It says here in smaller writing, implanted chips, voice to skull, subliminal sound. So that's how they're doing it. You're controlling the people through those low vibrations. You understand? Only the wicked and the evil works with low vibration. See over here? We're doing the opposite to that. And there's just a final bit here, but like I say, if you can pull anything out of it, be sure to let me know. Utilize super advanced technologies, often hidden from the public awareness, for public access and abductions. Many TBMC victims are also military abductees, invisibility cloak, teleportation, clones, etc. Secret space program. New technology enables remote control of soul slavery in astral traveling and dream manipulation. So you can see there it's coded, but it's deep. Understand, people? I mean, I broke down quite a lot of it as I was going through, so I'm trying to scroll back now. But you see how it keeps mentioning slave masters as well. It's because what they are. They are the slave masters. Whether it be for so-called illuminated individuals and whether it be for the masses, they are the slave controllers. So we're going to go back to the first page now. And it says, trauma-based mind control can be defined as systematic torture that blocks the victim's capacity for conscious processing through pain. Alright, so they're going to induce pain on the victim to have mind control. We already know the effect that can have on someone. Terror, similar to pain. Drugs. So let me break that one down for you. The government makes a lot of drugs and puts drugs out in the streets to mess with people's brains. The two main ones being LSD and cocaine. There's many of them out there. The ecstasy, it's all out there, you understand? Potions for destruction. The government makes them and puts them out on the street. It'll mess with your mind and If you know people that's taking them things, I'm sure they won't be able to. If you know someone that's taking them things, I'm sure they won't be able to comprehend the things I'm saying and this truth. You understand? They're gonna have to take a few steps back off that drug before they can understand the truth. You understand, people? Don't want to be living in fantasy land. So drugs, illusion, we know that comes from the deception, putting up false barriers, living in a false world. Sensory deprivation. Okay? So that we know what that is already, people. And this could be tied in with the VR headset. You understand? Sensory deprivation. You're no longer seeing what you should no longer be seeing. You're no longer touching what you should be touching. You understand? So you're now under mind control because your sensory is being deprived. And then here we have, on the other hand, sensory overstimulation. And if you guys didn't know what that means, it's basically saying sensory overstimulation. That is what you get from playing on these apps. Playing on this Instagram, playing on these Snapchat, all these apps, you understand? They're releasing dopamine and chemicals in your brain. You're getting overstimulated, and that's why you find it hard to come away from it, because you are actually addicted to these things. A lot of these things that you're looking at on the phone, yeah, you should never be laying your eyes upon that. Never. You should live your whole life and never see that stuff. But you can go on your phone and see it within a few seconds. You understand? Can you see the effect that will have on you? You understand, people? You're not supposed to be seeing that stuff. So we understand all this and we move on. Oxygen deprivation. Doesn't that ring a bell? People putting the mask on. Oxygen deprivation. Sounds a bit similar. So yeah, like they say, people, oxygen deprivation, they can control you mentally. They're restricting you, basically. Because you're being restricted, you're not living. Like I say, you're in a cage, mentally and physically. Cold and heat application. Spinning brain stimulation. Spinning and brain stimulation. So like I say, people, they're just overloading the brain with too much unnatural stuff and often near-death experiences. So like I say, that would be maybe some torture victims. They beat them up till they're down to their last bit of health. You feel me? And because they're down to their last bit of health, it's almost like being reborn. You understand? It's a wicked thing, and only the wicked man deals with this stuff. But I'm just letting you guys know, and I hope you all be aware of this stuff, and that you understand that the mind control is on all bases of society. It's on the side of the masses, it's on the side of the illuminated. You understand? So you gotta be wise, people. You gotta be wise and make sure you put your energy in all the right places. So, it's been a great episode, people. Another great breakdown. Hope you all benefited from this. Like I say, I'm on BitChute now. I'm thinking of doing some breakdowns on the fake space, fake animals. You know what I mean? There's a lot of deception out there. Like I say, support the channel. You can decide what we talk about. So love and respect, people. Catch me around. And we'll be back online soon. God bless everyone.